Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Isarana gamanang sampunnang.
Aham bante.
Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu viccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramir majjapamadattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Tisaranena saddhing pañcasīlaṃ dhammaṃ sādukang surakkhitāṃ kattvā appamādena sampādetha.
Aham bante.
So let us pay homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha together with me. Please follow me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattā deva manussānaṃ buddho bhagavāti. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akāliko. Ehi passiko panaiko paccattang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala. Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Ahuneyo pahuneyo. Dakhineyo anjali karaniyo. Anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbathani supatittitang. Sāririka dhātu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamami bhante bhuri panya tatagata Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamami dhamma sanditthika akalika Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang Acchayang kamami sangha supatipanna nuttara sadhu sadhu sadhu. Dear children and youth, so I I I got an invitation from Bante Sugatasiri to have a Dhamma talk for you this evening. I really appreciate his kind invitation. Especially, I think you are doing this kind of Dhamma talks every year, annual Dhamma talk, I guess. So we are at the dome of New Year. So I was think about um, to teach you something to think and make a resolution for your New Year resolution. From this talk, you can get somewhat of idea how to begin a new year and what we have to carry on in our life. There are 7 qualities that Buddha mentioned as noble 7 wealth. In Pali it says Sapta Arya Dhana. Sapta Arya Dhana. There are 7 qualities. There is a nice stanza to mention these 7 qualities. Saddha Dhanang, Sila Dhanang, Hiriyottappiyang Dhanang, Sutta Dhanang cha Chagocha, Panyami Saptamang Dhana. Saddha Dhanang. The first one is Saddha. I think you have heard that word. Pali word Saddha. Saddha means confident or faith. Especially when we say it in that way, confident, it is the suitable word for to describe Saddha, confident, than faith. So the second quality, Sila, morality or virtue. The third one, Saddha Dhanang, Sila Dhanang, Hiri. Shame of wrongdoing. Hiri. Ottappa. Fear of wrongdoing. Or we can say moral fear of wrongdoing, moral shame of wrongdoing. Hiri Ottappa. Sutta. Knowledge about teachings, Buddha's teachings, Sutta. And Chaga, generosity. The last one is Panya, wisdom. So we can talk about these qualities in this session. So what do you think about the first quality, Saddha? What do you know about Saddha? What is Saddha? Have you ever heard a definition about Saddha or confidence? Did you learn at your Dhamma school? Okay, that's okay. So we can discuss about it and I can explain about it. Saddha, we can say it accepting or believing Buddha's word, what he taught. In Pali it says Saddhati Tathagatasya Bodhi, which means with confidence we believe what he taught. It is not blind or unwise believing or confident, but by practicing what he taught, and we can gain this saddha. Why do we need saddha? Let's say when you are learning a language or when you are learning any subject, if you do not have any confidence towards your teacher, what will be the result? What will be the result? Can you learn it well?
No.
No. Why?
Because you don't have confidence in the teacher.
Yeah.
You don't trust the teacher.
So, who is our teacher in this spiritual path?
Supreme Buddha.
Yeah, the Buddha. Buddha is the teacher. So, if we do not have confidence towards his teachings, would we practice it? Try to practice? No, no way. So that is the first step of this Buddha's dispensation. We all should have saddha, not should, must have saddha. Without saddha, without confidence, we do not practice anything. So at the beginning, you observe precept. Do you know what is the meaning of observing precept?
Taking care of them and not and guarding them much and not breaking them.
Okay. Any other answer? Any other answer?
Precept is like something you would protect, like during, like in your present life.
Okay. What others think? Is it too hard topic for you, which I choose? I think Yen will have an answer.
To promise?
Okay. So, do animals have morality? Do they follow any moral ethics?
No.
No.
No. So if we do not follow any moral, ethical qualities within ourselves, we are not different than animals. So we both eat, we both sleep, and we both do reproducing. We both do same things. We are differentiate. We have we are different from animal because of these moral, ethical behaviors. So we have to behave ourselves. Otherwise, we are like, do you know, there are some primitive people in this world still. They don't have good cultured manners. But as a educated, cultured, civilized people, we should follow some kind of moral, ethical rules in our lives to be a good human. By having a human body, we are not being humans. Sometimes you might say that by seeing their actions, oh, he's like a devil. You might say that by seeing their actions, not their appearances. You might say somebody by seeing their compassionate, good manner, oh, he's like a divine being. You can say something like that. Not because of their outlook, but because of their physical and mental actions or verbal actions. I would like to have your video on because I know I'm talking to real people. If you could open your videos, it would be really great to have good discussion, good talk. So the second quality we are talking about, we talk about saddha. In deep, we can talk more. You can ask question if it is not clear. So when you grow older, you can understand it more and more. In the teaching, it says that saddha arises because of suffering. So we are the people who are going to search a solution for suffering, then they will see the Buddha's teaching. That is the only way to get rid of or overcome this suffering. Then they will start to believe, or the good word is confidence toward his teaching. This is the only way to overcome this suffering or unsatisfactoriness. So there is another quality we talk about at the beginning, sila, saddha dhanang, sila dhanang. The second quality, sila, which we briefly talk about, morality or virtue. So can you explain what is sila? Do you have any definition about sila in your own definition? Then I can introduce the definition of Buddha. I think you already did say that. Okay, so especially sila mean stop doing unwholesome verbal and physical actions. So not to indulge with unwholesome physical and verbal actions. Let let's talk about 5 precepts. You already observed 5 precepts. So what are the precepts belong to verbal, and what are the precepts which belong to physical actions in 5 precepts?
Telling lies belongs to verbal action.
Okay. What about other ones?
Physical is killing beings,
Mm-hmm.
Stealing,
Mm-hmm.
and incelibacy or misbehaving.
Yeah, misconduct.
Misbehaving.
And
Taking intoxicating drinks and drugs.
so what you can gain by stop harming, stop killing anybody, what you can gain in return, and what you are giving to the society. Either way you can say what you are gaining and what you are giving. What you can give by refraining or stop killing or harming any living being.
Saving lives.
Yeah, saving. What else?
Like giving food to like a poor person.
Is it belong to refraining killing?
No.
Okay. What you can give or receive.
You can receive longer lives.
Okay, that is in next life. But in this very moment, in this very life, what you can gain?
Good merits.
Okay. Yenul?
Peace.
Yes. Yeah. That is good one. Peace. Very good.
You're free from suffering.
So we are giving freedom for every living being to live freely. And then we gain it in return. We are not fear to live in this society because we know that no harm come to me from other beings. If you do not harm others, they will not harm you. Are we like to be killed? No one. No one like to be killed. Are we like to live longer? Yeah, we all like to live longer. Even though we are sick, we would like to live longer. Everybody like to live longer. So when we are refraining from killing means that we are giving long life to everybody. And as Sanuka says that that we gain in return longevity, long life. So in that way we can, so we have to use our common sense. It doesn't always, we should not go to always Buddha. We can use our common sense by knowing that killing or harming others is bad. We can make, and we can have more confidence towards Buddha, how wonderful that Buddha also mentioned about it. And it is like when we say that killing is bad because Buddha says that. But we should have idea in ourselves, is it bad or good? We should not depend on the only word of Buddha. We should have our own experience, our own way of thinking to see it. That is what Buddha wanted us to do. It is not merely blindly following his teaching. So with rational thinking, with reasoning, we should practice these qualities in our life. And most of the time when we have a religious program, what we should do at first?
Puja.
Before puja?
Worship the Mahasangha.
Okay. That is not the answer which I am expecting.
Worship the Buddha.
Worship the, yeah, the Buddha statue.
Wearing white clothes.
Hmm?
Wearing white clothes.
Okay. You did this evening at the beginning.
Take the 5 precepts.
Okay. Observe precepts. Why?
Here. Let me know if I can help.
So why do we observe precepts? Why all the time when we observe precepts?
To make sure we don't do bad deeds.
Okay. Can you protect it as you observe at, let's say you observe it 1 week ago. Week after, when you recall your precept, how much you protect and how much you break. Can you break or protect? How many days that you can protect refraining from lies? Is it easy? Not easy. So whenever when we observe precepts, it will refresh. It is new again. That is why we are observing it again and again. So until we become perfect, we are not perfect yet. We are trying to become perfect. Until then, we have to follow this precept again and again. It can be break anytime, but by knowing that I break it, we should observe it again as long as you can protect it, not to break, with the intention that I want to protect it longer, and I should not do that mistake again. With that intention, we have to observe it and try to protect as long as we can. So we are not strong, our mind is not strong enough to protect this precept yet, but we are strengthening our mind by keep doing it. Especially Buddha mentioned, why do we need these precepts? These precepts of moral conduct to help for the concentration. How can one gain concentration by practicing precept? Is it possible? What do you think? Is it possible to gain concentration by practicing precept or protecting precept?
Yes.
So how? If it is yes, so how can we gain concentration?
Because you're concentrating on not breaking them, on trying not to break them.
Okay. I need little more explanation.
Because you're trying not, you're concentrating more, like, more than you normally do if you're not concentrating.
Okay. Good. So what we should have to observe? We should have to observe our mind. So we do all the verbal, physical, and mental action by our thoughts. Let's say when arise anger in your mind, if you are not aware of that, you having anger in your mind, what would be your verbal, physical, mental actions?
Yelling.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Yelling.
Yelling, okay. That is verbal. How about physical actions?
Maybe throwing things.
Yes. So
Destroying things.
when you get angry, the thought, if we are not aware of arising anger in our mind, we act on that thought. And what we break at that point? Our peace of mind.
Yeah, we break peace of mind.
Our concentration. So in that way we can see it. And there is another way. Let's say when you try to meditate and sitting in a peaceful place and you are observing your breath, randomly somewhat of your wrongdoing come to your mind when you are observing your breath. Can you concentrate anymore? No.
No.
So that is why we have to practice moral, ethical behaviors in our life. So in other way, to have concentration, we should have to have somewhat of peaceful surrounding in verbally and physically, and then mind will be relaxed. Our verbal faculty and physical faculties are settled, then it will help our mind to settle. So that is why we should have to practice morality. That is why Buddha mentioned it as a noble wealth. Saddha dhanang, then sila dhanang. Sila or morality as a wealth. Then saddha dhanang, sila dhanang, hiri ottapiyang dhanang. Hiri and ottappa. Hiri, which is moral shame of wrongdoing. What is moral shame of wrongdoing mean? Do you have any idea?
It's like where you feel like guilty of like what you have done, like the wrongdoing that you've done.
Yes. So let's say when you got angry about something at your home, sometimes you might yell at your parents. It might happen, it could happen when you are not observing your mind. If you are not aware of your mind, it could happen. Then later on, you come to a peaceful, calm state of mind and then see what have you done. And then what you feel? Feel shame, what you have done.
Guilt.
Yeah, especially shame. So we are talking about shame of wrongdoing. So we should have that shame, moral shame. As a person like me, I should not do that. I should not do that. And it will help us to control and to have good manners and good it will help us to be a good human. So I have a question, random question. Who we are? Who we are?
We're humans.
Who we are?
Humans.
Humans. Okay, very
Human.
good. So we can say we are Buddhist. We can say we are Sri Lankan Buddhist. We can say we are Sri Lankan Canadian Buddhist. We can have so many labels, but when we go deeper, we are human. So we should have humane qualities. If we are human, we should have humane qualities. So Buddha mentioned these qualities. This is not belong to Buddhism. Buddha never taught to Buddhists. He taught these teachings to those who are willing to practice and listen. If you are not willing to listen or practice, there is no point to follow these teachings. Listening, that is kind of wasting our time. So as a human, we should have that shame of wrongdoing, moral shame of wrongdoing. Then the second one, the other quality is hiri, then ottappa, fear of wrongdoing. So that moral fear, that is not just a fear, that is a moral fear. In teaching, it says there are 4 types of moral fears. Attanuvada bhaya. Bhaya means fear. I think you might heard. It is obvious in Sinhala also we call bhaya. In Pali also it is same, bhaya. So Attanuada bhaya, which means blaming yourself that you are a misconduct person. So we all can do things hiding from whole world, but we cannot hide one person. Who is that?
Ourselves.
Yeah, we cannot hide ourselves. We know what we are doing. Sometimes people can praise what they are looking from us, but we are the only person who knows that who we are. So in that way, we should have moral fear. And then Paranuada bhaya. By the fear of blaming from the society, we should stop doing something wrong, something bad, something unethical. That is the second fear. The third one, Danda bhaya. By fear of rules from government, so you will be punished. As a citizen, as a citizen in Canada, there are things that if we break these rules, there will be punishment. In every country, they have different constitution and different way of taking legal action towards people who break the law. So by the fear of breaking these rules, and you will be punished, you might be in jail, we might be in we have to pay a fine what we have done. So by that fear, we can stop wrongdoing. That is the third one. The last one, Duggati bhaya, which is we cannot see right now. Duggati is when we, after this life, we will be born in bad realms as a result of our own wrong actions. By fear of that, if you wanted to be a human again, what we have to do? We have to practice humane qualities within ourselves. If you want to become divine beings, what you should do? You should do the qualities that which help you to be born in divine realms, good qualities. Then you will be rewarded by your own moral good actions. You will be born in good place. So that is why Buddha mentioned these two qualities, hiri ottappa. It's come together most of the time. Hiri ottappa. Hiri is moral shame of wrongdoing, and ottappa is moral fear of wrongdoing. That is why it is a wealth for ourselves. Saddha danang, sila danang, hiri ottapyan danang. We talk about four qualities: saddha, sila, hiri, ottappa. Then fifth quality is sutta. Sutta, which mean knowing of this noble teaching of Buddha. So let's say, what is the harm of not knowing? What is the harm of not knowing these teachings?
You could be born in a bad destination, maybe.
Okay, that is in next life.
You wouldn't know what is right from wrong and wrong from right.
Yes. Yeah, what is wrong, what is right. Let's say you might have, I'm not discriminating anybody, I just wanted to make a point what we are doing here as followers of the Buddha. So there are very good people, there are good friends, they are good people, but some people might go hunting in hunting season. They are good people, they help everybody. So they do it as a what? Hobby. They think that this is a good thing. They even think about it, it is bad. So that is the danger of not knowing of these teachings. So there is a person who knows this is wrong, but he also doing the same thing. Who is bad?
The person who knows it's wrong.
Okay. But it is different. So the person who knows that is wrong, he would have ability to stop it. He would have ability to stop it. If he wanted to stop it, he could do it at any time. But the person who not know that is bad, he enjoys it. The person who know that that is wrong, he do not enjoy it because he know that is wrong. That is the difference. So in secular life or worldly life, it is kind of, let's say in constitution or government put rules. If you are a citizen of this country, you should know that all the laws in this country. You cannot say that I don't know. But in court, you can say I don't know, I will not do it again. Now I know. You will have a kind of excuse. But in the Buddha's teaching, there is no excuse. If you do not know, there is no excuse. That is what Buddha mentioned, ignorance. So there is no excuse for ignorance. Why it is that? The person who ignored about something, he enjoyed it. He enjoyed killing. He enjoyed taking alcohol or intoxication. He enjoyed lying. Whatever the wrongdoing, they enjoyed. The person who knows that this is bad, he do not enjoy it. He know that that is bad, I should not do that. So that is the difference between knowing and not knowing this teaching. That is why Buddha mentioned this quality, Sutta Dhanang, as a wealth, noble wealth. Sutta. So Sutta means you have heard a lot of teaching of Buddha, because At the Buddha's time, this teaching only we can hear, but nowadays we can read the teaching. By reading, we can get knowledge, or we can understand, try to understand this teaching. We can enlighten ourselves by reading or by listening. So that is what Sutta Dana means. Sutta Danancha Chagocha. Chaga. Have you ever heard about that word? Pali word, Chaga? No? That is a similar word for Dana. What is Dana? But it is a little stronger than Dana. Chaga.
Mind.
Letting go. Let go things. So, as a Buddhist, what is our end goal?
To attain enlightenment.
Okay, to attain enlightenment. Do you know how? Have you ever think about how can one be enlightened?
By understanding the Four Noble Truths.
Yes, okay. So, do you know ego, I, my, myself? So, as a Buddhist, we are trying to practice, we are trying to reduce our ego, letting go our ego. So, to let go our ego, especially we practice it as a generosity. So, do we attach to things in body or mentally, physically or mentally?
Mentally.
Mentally. So that mental attachment, we can let go that mental attachment by, like, we can weaken that mental attachment by letting go that which things that which we love. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, can you let go your computer? Is it easy? Not easy as shaking your head. Not easy as shaking your head. You should have to think a lot to let go your computer. And to let go your computer, what you should have, at the same point, we have to have some other good qualities. To be generous, what we should have?
Generosity.
Yeah, to be generous, what we should have? There are the helping qualities. You know?
Compassion.
Yes, good one. Compassion.
Kindness.
Yeah, kindness. What else?
Respect.
Respect.
Okay, respect. So let's say there is a homeless person, he do not have good winter jacket. What you should feel? What you feel when you see that?
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, feel bad. At the same time, you feel compassion,
Empathy.
empathy,
Yeah, loving kindness.
loving kindness. So these qualities will help you to be generous. Then you feel, oh, I have so many jackets. I could give this jacket to him. Some people might do something like that. So if they do not need it, they let go. Is it a good quality? It is good, but not strong. Because you don't have any attachment to things that you are not interested in anymore. So when we give things, we should give something that I really like. Because we have strong attachment to things that I really like. So do you like to receive something very, very fresh and good quality? So what you should do then? You should give something valuable, something good. You can say branded. So if you like to have branded things, you should give branded things. Giving something poor, giving something poor quality, you cannot gain something good quality. So that is why Buddha mentioned Chaga as a noble wealth. The last one, wisdom, panya. So if we do not have wisdom, we cannot have any these qualities. That is the most important thing. That is the most important thing. But we have to be very careful, because sometimes wisdom can act as wisdom can be, that is not real wisdom. We can cheat that fake wisdom. Let's say there is a homeless person. So he's in hungry. He's in hunger. He is asking food. So you might think that if I help him, he would be lazy. He would not do any work. That is our mind. That is our mind. That is why we have to be aware, and we have to be careful. Is that real wisdom or fake wisdom? So do I want to help someone? He might cheating us. That is his own quality. So helping someone out of compassion, out of loving kindness, out of empathy is your good quality. Because of his bad quality, why should I be bad? So we have to be wise. We have to be wise in every other ways. There are fake saddha too, confident. So just without knowing, just following the teachings, that is not what Buddha praised or Buddha wanted to have within ourselves. So these are the qualities that I would like to share with you today. So saddha dhanang, sila dhanang, hiriyottappiyan dhanang, sutta dhanang cha chagocha, panyami saptamam dhanang. Saddha, confidence, sila, morality, hiri, shame of wrongdoing, or moral shame of wrongdoing, moral fear of wrongdoing, and the knowledge of the teachings or sutta, chaga, letting go or generosity, and last one. What is the last one?
Wisdom.
Panya. So at the end, Buddha mentioned, if somebody has, if a man or woman, it doesn't matter. If somebody have these 7 qualities, even though he is poor in materially, when we talk about material world or the secular life, in his secular life, he would be a poor person. But if he has these 7 good enlightening or 7 noble qualities within themselves, they are not poor in this life and hereafter. So we should have wealth, we should have money. Why we should have money?
So we can buy food and
Yeah.
water, and we can have shelter.
Yeah,
Listen to.
we need things in our lives. So there are necessities. What are the necessities in our lives?
Water, food.
Water, shelter,
Oh,
medicine.
you already mentioned that. So to have these necessities, what you should have?
A job.
You should have money. To have money, what you should have?
A
As you
job.
said, a job.
A job.
To have a job, what you should have?
Good education.
Good education. So to have good education, what you should have, you have to work hard on what you are learning. You have to work hard. You should not be lazy. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we are at the dawn of New Year. Just revisit your previous year. How you spend it? Did you spend it with these good qualities within yourself? You can become happy by seeing that you have not wasted your life. And your parents are spending their money to have good, better future for yourselves. So you have, by studying well, by learning well, you can be grateful for your parents. At the same time, you can be happy. The first person who can be happy, yourself. Then your parents, then your friends or relatives. So we should have good secular life, as well as we should have good spiritual life to have sustainable peace, sustainable happiness within ourselves. So let's say you need money to buy, to quench your hunger. But you cannot eat money when you're hungry. So money is not the only way to gain happiness. So we have to strengthen our inner qualities. So when you work and when you do good in your studies, you can get good marks. And at the end, as when you graduated from a university or college, you will have a better job. So you can have better life. But to have a successful life, that is not enough. Only secular, mundane things, that is not enough. We will have inner qualities like morality, confidence. So that is why we have to practice these qualities within ourselves. So this is not the last destination for ourselves. If we are not enlightened, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. But we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. Then it will help us to closer to it by a step. We can take a baby step. Even myself, I am still trying. So we should not give up. Keep practicing, keep doing. So how many lifetime Buddha to be or the Bodhisattva practice it? How many? Eons and eons. Not 1 year, not 2 years. So many lifetimes he practiced. So what you practice right now, you will be in future. If you do not practice, nothing. So that is what I would like to share with you today. If you have any questions regarding what we discuss, what we talk, you can ask. If not, we can finish our session. Okay, go ahead.
Could you say the 7 qualities again?
Sorry?
Could you say the 7 qualities again?
Okay. Saddha, confidence. Sila, morality. Saddha-dana, Sila-dana, hiri, moral shame of wrongdoing. Ottappa, moral fear of wrongdoing. Sutta, knowledge about Dhamma. Chaga, generosity or letting go. The last one, Panya, wisdom. Got everything?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. So any other questions? Is it too deep? Hard to understand what I talked today? No? Were you interested or bored?
Interested.
Interested.
It was so
That's good. I'm happy. If you are happy, I'm happy. So I think no any other questions, and then we can conclude our session. So we have acquired a lot of merits by observing precept and pay homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and by listening to Buddha's teachings and discussing it, we have acquired merit. The merit which we acquired be shared with all heavenly beings. May all heavenly beings be shared with these great merits, and may they rejoice with this merit. May they protect this world, Buddha's dispensation, as well as all of us. Ultimately, may all of them be able to overcome this samsaric cycle, attain the supreme awakening of Nibbana. With that intention, let us share merit. ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ශාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච භුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා. And again we can share this great merit with all our departed loving ones or relatives. May all our departed loving ones and relatives and friends be shared with this great merit. May they receive what they need. May their sansaric journey will be a successful one. At the end, may all of them also be able to overcome this sansaric cycle, attain the supreme awakening of Nibbana. With that intention, let us share merit. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idamme ñāti nang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. And I will bless all of you by the power of this accumulation. Your next year will be a successful one, both spiritually and materially, and you will be able to study well and to be a good human to this society. So by that intention, I am going to bless all of you. Please receive the blessings. Abhivadana Silissa Nichang Vaddapachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Samijjatu. Okay.